Former cheaters of Reddit, how were you caught by your significant other? I've been cheated on and cheated with but never cheated. Each time the cheater just fessed up and told the truth. Except my 6th grade boyfriend, Chris. I found out from everyone else in my middle school that he made out with some skank at the movie that he had invited me to, but I was busy. Frick you, Chris. Totally over it though. I forgot to go back and mark the episodes as unwatched. Babe, I just thought you fricked her, but that was our show. Now you've ruined it for me. Forever. I doubt I'll ever get the truth on it, but my ex. We were together 6 years, engaged for a year and a half, went on a work trip to Vegas. We were 8 months away from our wedding. Half of it was paid for, venue, videographer, photographer, flowers, catering all had deposits. Dress was bought and paid for, and when she got back from the trip she said I don't love you anymore. Kicked me out of the apartment and had a new guy move in 3 weeks later and got engaged to him a few months ago, about a year and a half after the split. Either she had been cheating for a while or thinking about it or both. Either way, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, while simultaneously being the most painful thing I've ever experienced. I'm much better off now and much happier and healthier as well. I'm finally over it, almost 2 years later. And although she hurt me pretty freaking bad, I look back and realize that I hated myself. I was severely overweight and wasn't in any position to love someone the way they needed because I didn't love myself. Life will crap on you, and you either wipe it off and learn from it, or sit and play in it and get used to the stench and no one wants to be around you. Your choice. Go to gym, no headphones. That's cool. House is 5 minutes away. Pull up and see work buddy's car out front. Walk in house through open garage. Sun coloring at kitchen table. Ask him, hey bud, where's your mom? He points at the stairs. Walk to stairs, hear moans and movement. Up to this point I had suspected but never had proof. Knew I had to go look and catch her or she would say I was overreacting and tell me it wasn't what I thought. Walk upstairs and hear them in spare bedroom. Walk in room and say, well, this is awkward. They freak out and try to grab clothes and tell me nothing is happening. I walk out to car and have ex-buddy chase me out and tell me to hit him. I go to my command. I'm in the military. The next day, report him and have the command force him to call his wife that day and let her know. I am now divorced and much happier. 20ish years ago I caught my ex, not fricking, but in bed with another guy, on Valentine's Day, with a dozen roses in my hand. What a fricking see. Fighting would get you kicked out of college, so I told the much smaller guy once I saw him off campus, I'd kill him. 15 years and worlds later, I'm at an engagement party at a bar, and some friends come up and tell me the guy over there is freaking terrified of me and thinks I'm going to kill him. I look over and couldn't stop laughing. It was so far in the past, but for some reason that guy remembered it like I had sworn an oath to avenge my family. It felt good. His fear was redemption enough. I caught my ex when we were both standing in the examining room, getting his UT treatment. Doc came in and said gonorrhea. He lied for a whole 2-3 months I imagine. Even lied about how he got it. Tried convincing me he swiped his dong in some mystery fluids in a gas station toilet. What the frick? When he realized I wasn't freaking stupid, he tried to drink random bottles on the doctor's shelf. He started hitting himself. He fell on his knees sobbing and tried grabbing my hands and begging for me not to leave. He threatened murder-suicide that entire night and assaulted me for close to 9 hours when I was trying to pack my bags to leave. He choked me in the driveway. I just spoke at his sentencing this Thursday. He is a convicted felon now. I hope he's grown from this. Smiling at my cell phone too much. My parents thought I was dating someone once. Had to explain I was just using Reddit. My fiance left me 2 days before Christmas. She told me she need to move out and get space. That she was moving to her friend's house. This went on for a week, until, because we have a family Apple plan, I looked up a location, and she was not at her friend's house. I'm now a single dad of a 1-year-old and she's moving out west with him. Merry Christmas. My dad was recently caught cheating on my mom after 27 years. While using his laptop my mom noticed Facebook said hello Mike Long, can we log you back in? My sweet mom still had no idea he was cheating, until my teenage sister broke it to her that he's using a fake account. That only opened a whole other world of nasty surprises. Love you dad, but I also hate you. Brother of mine caught his wife. Her phone would always going off and she would hide it. He got curious, looked into it, and found some guy had been texting her for a few months. She said she was going to stay home because she had to catch up on homework over the weekend. My brother and I went on our hunting trip and he told me about it. We never left the city. We went to my house and stayed there till it got dark, then drove back to his neighborhood in my neighbor's car. She sent him a picture of her at home saying she was going to go to bed early that night. Well, we snuck close to the house after a car parked down the street and a guy walked to the house and let himself in. My brother was fuming at this point and wanted to beat the crap out of the guy. I settled him down and told him to think about the long run. We snuck up to the house and using the night vision camera got video of them bumping uglies in the living room. My brother wanted to confront this guy at this point, so I did something freaked up and called the cops and said I heard a lot of yelling from the house if they could go check. It kept my brother from freaking with the dude, co-worker of hers. Cops show up, take statements. We leave and the next day he pulls her iMessages off the email account and talks to a lawyer. We give the lawyer the messages and when we show up 5 days later from our hunting trip, he calls her and says he got something bad and wants her to come out and see it. When she comes out he gives her divorce papers and kicks her out of the house. She had police do a civil standby while she got her stuff a few days later. House was his before they got married, so all she got to keep some stuff they bought together and her car. No kids and the prenup nulled the alimony she could have gotten as he made way more money than her. The guy she was sleeping with had a record. We saw her a few months later. She tried talking to my wife, said she missed my brother and she was sorry. The guy and her broke up shortly after the divorce. It happened to a friend of mine. We were all on vacation, about 7 friends, and everybody was drinking. We were the only 2 who didn't. He managed to snag his girlfriend's phone while she was passed out and pulled me to the side. He said she's cheating on me. Some guy named Joey texting her and meeting her after work for frick every day. Plus how he can make her extra wet. We ended up searching names and mutual friends via Facebook. Turned out Joey was a girl. Hey babe, your friend Joey is really cute. I think if I ever thought of a 3-way, it would be with her. Worst case, break up anyway. While at uni I walked in on an argument between my GF and her housemate as the housemate shouted, "At least I'm not a W who sleeps with everyone when she goes home." Turned out she was sleeping around. I caught my boyfriend of 2 years. He had asked me to proofread his paper on his Mac and the text messenger popped up in the right hand. He was sitting in his bed texting some girl "Goodnight, I love you" while sitting right next to me in his bed. I deleted his entire paper, wrote "Who's Marissa," saved it and told him it looks great and left. She was his girlfriend of 8 years who lived next to his parents 2 hours away. When I was at college we had this campus Twitter account that people would post pictures of random people caught making out at parties too. I blacked out one Saturday night and woke up to a few angry texts. I signed into her Google account to check her emails. She forgot her password so I had to reset it. I checked her Google Maps history and her most recent visits were at my best friend's house while I was away for work. +1 for Google Maps. Was on a break with my girlfriend at the time. Got a text from a girl that had mutual friends with and knew each other kind of well. Started having dirty conversation, talking about sleeping together, etc. Turns out my girlfriend at the time had gotten a burner phone with a different number and was the one sending me the texts the whole time. She was not pleased. "But you were on a break." Not me, but my wife. We started getting distant from each other and we had planned a trip to see my grandparents who live a few states away. A month before the planned trip she told me that she wanted to cancel it and go to a family reunion on her side of the family in a completely different state and that she wanted to go alone and not bring out kids. I thought it was weird because wouldn't you want to introduce your kids to family they never see? Like I said, we were growing distant, so I just said okay fine, go. Maybe the time apart will be good for us. She came back and suddenly wanted to move across the county to go work at a hospital job that her distant aunt had offered her. Didn't even ask me if I was willing to go. I told her, "You do whatever it is you need to do to be you." but you're not taking the kids. After a few days she realized that she couldn't leave and not see the kids, so she begged me to forgive her. I did. Over the next month we became more distant than we were before all this had happened. I took lunch at work and decided to go home for it, which I never do. Also, when I got home there was nobody home, so I decided to go through her computer, which I also never do. Found pictures of her with some guy she had met on Zynga Poker who lived guess where? The state that her supposed family reunion was. I've never had a panic attack until this day. I had to call my neighbor and have him sit with me because I legit thought I was having a heart attack. Took pictures of everything I found. Other pictures, emails, and Facebook messages. I waited until the kids were in bed. I refused to fight and scream in front of them and laid all my pictures out there for her to see. Not a fun day. That awkward moment when you're both dating for 7 months and then you both find each other on Tinder close to your 8-month mark. It was kind of hilarious because we both were like, that kinda checks out. Wanna see other people, and so we both broke up but still stayed friends and kept our friend group together even till today. Not me, but how I discovered my high school girlfriend was cheating on me. She told me for my birthday. My ex-girlfriend cheated on me while I was in basic training. I was allowed to call on my birthday. Being madly in love, I used it to call my girlfriend who was pregnant with our daughter. I remember the conversation as if it were yesterday. Her, hello. Me, hey babe, I miss you. How are you doing? Her, okay, I have someone who wants to talk to you. New boyfriend, hey man, don't worry about her. I am taking good care of her. Me, oh, okay. May I talk to her? New boyfriend, sure. Here she is. Her. What? Me. This is BS. Slamming down the receiver for the payphone. Apparently I echoed. I received a letter from her that day with her telling me she had a miscarriage, which later found to be a lie. I forgot I gave her an extra key. Not me, but my buddy. He is such a great guy and yet has been cheated on by every girl he has ever dated. First girl apparently gets so blackout drunk that she can't tell who is who because after going to her party one night ended up telling my friend that they should frick in the bathtub like they did the other night. Only he had never fricked in the bathtub. Second girl dumps him because she was convinced he was cheating on her. After swearing up and down that he wasn't, he finally asked why she was so convinced. He's a great guy and would never even give the slightest reason for her to be suspicious. She told him that she had been cheating, so he had to have been too. Third girl that he is currently with his best friends with her most recent ex, as in still goes on best friend dates, and she still lives with and is friends with her ex-boyfriend. It is apparent to everyone but him that he is getting cheated on. He really is just so sweet and naive. Advertised myself on Craigslist casual encounters and her brother-in-law found me on there. It wasn't until some time later I questioned what he was doing in there also. Maybe he was looking for you. Got exposed through Facebook after advertising myself on Craigslist casual encounters. My entire family, friends and of course girlfriend all got screenshots of pictures and messages that I had sent. Needless to say I don't do that anymore. We were about 6 months into living together and already mutually feeling like it may not last. Came home from work one day and saw her sitting on the couch with a guy who was wearing her nightie, a pink nightie, drinking coffee. I said oh, hey. I walked by them, got a beer, and joined them in the living room. So, what's going on here? I asked. This is Paul. We just met at the bike shop, she said, and it looks like you slept together. I said, yes, she said. And Paul then introduced himself, and somehow we got to talking. In a matter of a few minutes Paul and I ended up going to the store, got more beer and hung out at the bike shop, became good friends. Neither of us were interested in the gal anymore. Good times. Buddy of mine was cheating on his wife with a cam girl. They were a very religious church-going couple in their 20s. The cam girl blackmailed him for $500 or she would send it to his entire friends list. Wife, parents, grandma, pastor. He paid her off. When she asked for $500 more he confessed. She still sent the videos. It was pretty crazy for a while. The wife was considering a divorce until she got pregnant. They worked things out, and things are all good now. The guy really turned around and became a much better person. Mate was caught by his wife leaving her tablet on record when she went to work. parked up the road and waited, then walked in mid-flow and called the cops saying there was a burglar in the house which she'd cornered. My iPhone synced to her roommate's laptop, revealing a treasure trove of nudes I had saved in my camera roll. Years later, iPhones now ask you if you want to trust a computer you're charging from, rather than just syncing. Back in the day, Snapchat used to tell you the top 3 friends if any of your friends. I saw that I was number 1, her best friend was number 3, and some dude co-worker was number 2. I later logged into her Voxer account and was able to hear conversations between her and said dude where she'd say things like she can't wait to run her hand through his hair, and then the pinnacle when he asked her if his just tasted different after drinking pineapple Monster energy drink. She said she doesn't usually taste it and just swallows it, and that she'll have to pay more attention next time. Confronted her and she's telling me I'm taking it out of context. Yay. Cause that's normal conversation between male and female co-workers. Walks in on them freaking okay, you're taking this out of context. We went out and when the bar closed I decided it was time for me to go home. She and a few friends decided to go clubbing. Next morning I woke up in an empty bed, directly to voicemail when I tried to call her. Started to worry and decided to track her phone. It was located in a hotel. I called and asked for her room. I was transferred to the room and a guy picked up. I'm still recovering from it and the fact that we share the same friends. We all met in college, and that I get to see her every now and then doesn't help at all. I saw she had a different brand of condoms than I use in her bag. I checked her phone when she was in the shower and confirmed it. When I cheat, I don't use condoms for that reason. My ex-fiance and I lived together and worked weird hours. She worked at a drugstore. I was a barista. She had been hanging out with her boss a lot lately, mostly just stuff at work and going out in groups. One day I got sent home early and wanted to surprise her. Bought dinner and flowers. Walked into our room and saw him on top of my ex. Just stared at him and said, "That's not me in our bed." She left me for him, and where she cheated on him with her now husband. Worked out great for me. I lost over 100 pounds. I'm starting grad school, and I married the most amazing woman. I am not the cheater that would be my husband. I was looking at the credit card statements for like the first time ever because I just had a niggling feeling. I found some sketchy charges including cell phone bills, a hotel room and some other weird stuff. I confronted my husband and I'm going to be honest, I bought whatever BS he fed me because I didn't want to believe he was cheating. Unbeknownst to him I added some extensions to Chrome on his account. One day about a month after the weird credit card bill was found I was on the phone with him and he managed to guilt me enough that I felt bad for not trusting him. So I went up to uninstall the extensions because I was going to work on trusting him. Yeah, well, rather than uninstalling them I discovered so much cheating. Going back for years, alternate emails, a fake name, Craigslist account, Facebook, just so much. 4 years and at least 8 women. My advice is that if you're feeling like something sketchy is going on, don't let them make you feel crappy for asking. I knew my fiance had cheated on me, knew the night it happened, but she kept lying to me and I knew it was going to continue. Ended up confirming it by going through her IMs on her laptop. I knew it was over the moment I violated that trust, but at least I walked away knowing I had been faithful. Bonus point due to the fact that the IM that exposed her was the new guy apologizing for lasting less than 2 minutes in bed. They ended up getting married and divorced. I admitted it. Being a cheater is one thing, but it turns you into a liar too, and by the end of it you've completely lost your soul. I didn't want to do that, so I admitted it. I did the same thing. The morning after, she knew something was up and I couldn't keep it from her. It messed us up pretty bad for a while, but we were able to work it out and we are still married to this day. It was the single biggest mistake I have made in my life and really wish I could go back and change it. You have been visited by the wisdom papa. Type study well papa or you will fail your next test at school. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.